right, so what we're talking about today is Lil Durk and basically his success that he just been on a uprise and like this reoccurring success. It kind of reminded me of Future. Now, for those who know, Future put out hella mixtapes in the past, and then he dropped his first album, which is Pluto. Pluto, people love Pluto, and then 2 years later, he dropped Honest, and Honest didn't get the same appreciation that Pluto did. And then Future dropped all those mixtapes, uh, Monster, Beast Mode, 56 Nights. What else did he drop? Did he drop What a Time to Be Alive before or after Dirty Sprite 2? I think he dropped it after. Yeah, it was after. So he dropped all those mixtapes. I know y'all remember them. Like I said, Monster, Beast Mode, 56 Nights, uh, just all of those great classics. And I feel like Monster is a classic. And then he hit us with the classic album, Dirty Sprite 2, which is a sequel to one of his earlier mixtapes, Dirty Sprite 1, which was out before Pluto. And then um he continued to drop Evil, then Future, and then Hendrix, then The Wizard, then High Off Life. In between all of those, he did Beast Mode, What a Time to Be Alive, Super Slimy, Beast Mode 2. And actually, Beast Mode came out before Dirty Sprite 2, because Beast Mode came out in January 2015. Beast Mode came out in January 2015. Then 6, 7 months later, you know, Dirty Sprite 2 came out in July. And of course, the shit's all in the camera. So, I mean, in the video. So I'm using that as like reference to get to where I'm trying to get to. And then, like I said, after Dirty Sprite 2, he just kept going. Evil, Future, Hendrix, The Wizard, High Off Life, What a Time to Be Alive, Super Slimy, Beast Mode 2, World on Drugs, Rest in Peace Juice WRLD. Then, you know, Pluto and Baby Pluto. And then, you know, he did the Free Bricks 2. Then he did the Save Me album, which I feel like is a classic. And, you know, he just went into superstardom to a whole nother level, you know. After his split from Sierra is when Monster came, which is kind of different from what I'm about to compare it to with Durk's situation. Because Durk, I've been listening to Durk since L's Anthem. And if I'm not mistaken, L's Anthem came out in 2012. Hold on, let me do my research just to be sure. 2012, yep, March 2012. See, I knew I was gonna have it down pat. So March 2012 is when he did L's Anthem. Now I've been listening to him since 2012, which is around the time that I first heard him from L's Anthem, and then right here when he came home and cut his hair. He had a couple other joints around that time too. But I can't remember if L's Anthem was on I'm a Hitter or I'm Still a Hitter. Let me see. It doesn't say. Because I wanted to put this in like a timeline that made sense. But yeah, I don't know if it was on I'm a Hitter or I'm Still a Hitter. I believe it was on I'm a Hitter. Yeah. It was either on I'm a Hitter or I'm Still a Hitter. And then, you know, he did Life Ain't No Joke, Signed to the Streets. And then after he did Signed to the Streets in 2013, that's when he did Remember My Name 2 years later in 2015. But before he did Signed to the Streets, I lost my place. Oh, here it go. Before he did Signed to the Streets 2, I mean, after he did Signed to the Streets 2, he did Remember My Name. And Remember My Name was a big release for him, especially since it was his debut album. And the sound that he did on Remember My Name was different than what people was used to. From I'm a Hitter, I'm Still a Hitter, Signed to the Streets 1 and 2. And let me see if 300 Days, 300 Nights came out before Remember My Name. Remember My Name came out in June. 300 Days, 300 Nights came out after. So I feel like when he did Remember My Name, it had more like a mainstream sound that I feel as it. And I feel like Def Jam had a lot to play to they played a lot of part, a huge part in that mainstream sound. You know, he had, if you look at it, he had features that you would never imagine in a million years. You know, I would have never thought I saw Logic on any Dirk song ever in my life. But that's what these labels will make, man. Labels will make them type of connections and throw those type of ideas out or make artists do those things. I don't know how Dirk's situation was, but he had that feature on there. And what was I gonna say after that? So then he did the 300 Days, 300 Nights. And then I don't know if he was still with Def Jam during all these times, but as you can see, all these mixtapes, the label says OTF. So 300 Days came out, 300 Nights, which was December 2015. And then he dropped in 2016, July 2016, he dropped Lil Durk 2 Times, which came out in July 2016, which was before They Forgot. And I feel like They Forgot, that's the album, if I'm not mistaken, with the house on the front. Yep, They Forgot. So I feel like after he tried to go that mainstream route again, because this is the album that had Beyonce on it with Dej Loaf. And then once again, a lot of mainstream features, you know, Gotti, Ty Dolla $ign, Dej Loaf. They tried to go super mainstream with the Beyonce record, which it did good, because if you go and look up the song, got a lot of views on YouTube and all that shit. But then, and I don't know when he got with India, but like I said, with Future, when he got out of his relationship, his career changed. I feel like Dirk's relationship kind of like put like a battery in his back, because he even gives India credit all the time about how she made him the voice, basically, which is what he turned into, because he went back to his roots, which is the streets, and he stopped doing songs like the ones with Logic or the ones with Dej Loaf. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because he still do songs for the ladies. He just do them differently. And I feel like They Forgot, and then Love Songs for the Streets, and Super Vultures, and Signed to the Streets 2.5, and Blooders, and Just Cause Y'all Waited. I feel like all of those was like giving back to the streets and getting back to his original place and what he was when he came in the game for. Because I feel like the music he make now with 300 Days, 300 Nights, all the way up until Just Cause Y'all Waited, was equivalent to the shit that he did before he changed his sound, when he was doing shit like I'm a Hitter, I'm Still a Hitter, Life Ain't No Joke, Signed to the Streets 1, 2, 300 Days. Like everything before Remember My Name and everything after Lil Durk 2 Times have the same street vibe, you know? And he even said on one of his songs, man, I remember my name with that street vibe. I fell back off that love shit. Like, you can tell that's really what happened. And that was before India, if I'm not mistaken. So then when he got with India, he still sprinkled a little bit of the love in there and love music, because he got a couple songs on The Voice and The Voice Deluxe about love and about India. And he made 3 songs about India that's called India, part 1, 2, and 3. And me personally, I feel like they get better, because I think part 3 of India is better than part 1 and 2. But all 3 of them are good songs, you know. But I feel like when like the love songs or the songs for the females that work for him the best is the organic ones that's not forced by like labels. Like I feel like the ones that he chooses to do naturally is the ones that really work for him, because he even said his label had a lot to do with a lot of stuff that went down, if I'm not mistaken. So when he did songs like Homebody, which was one of his biggest records for the ladies, still to this day, I feel like that was super organic and it was natural. It wasn't like a fake gimmicky type of love song. You could tell it wasn't, let me force this with some industry shit. And yeah, I'm basically saying everything I'm saying in this video to compare. Like Future had his big moment, and then it kind of looked like it got a little cold when he did The Honest, and he admitted, like, you know, when Future admitted when he moved to LA, it kind of messed him up. So he moved back to Atlanta after his relationship parted with Sierra, and he went crazy with Monster all the way up until now with the Pluto and Baby Pluto. And then the same thing, like I said, with Durk. It's just opposite. When he got into a different bag after being single and then getting with India and still being and still becoming the person that he was trying to be the whole time, which is The Voice. And it's kind of crazy because the first album, Remember My Name, we're going to remember the name The Voice because he calls himself that. Like he stamped it, The Voice. Like that's him. So the evolution of Durk is crazy, man. Shout out to Durk. All the way from L's Anthem up until right now. And I just put this on the screen to just, you know, give y'all some context of who this is about. It's about Durk. So, and I do follow Durk on Instagram. I'm not logged into Instagram from my computer, so it don't show that I'm following him. But I do follow Durk. I've been listening to Durk, like I said, since L's Anthem all the way up until now. You know, that 2012 wave all the way to fast forward to damn near 10 years later. And Durk is almost like a brand new artist. Like it's almost like a rebranding. Y'all know how when Royce Rizzy changed his name to 24 Hours and he had a rebranding and just blew up, or like 2 Chainz. When 2 Chainz was Titty Boy and rebranded into 2 Chainz, it's like this. Like it was like Lil Durk. It was like different stages. It was like Lil Durk 2 times, Durkio, and then now The Voice, you know, slash Durkio slash Smirk. Smirkio, then The Voice. You know, it's different stages and different Durks that we've been getting his whole career. And I'm just glad he actually evolving and going up and up and up instead of being at a place where a lot of people who came out before him, after him, or at the same time as him still stuck in, you know. It's tight to see Durk go from I'm a hitter to The Voice, or go from 1 million Instagram followers to 6 million now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go back, make sure I'm right. Yeah, 8 million. I thought he was at 6. You see what I'm saying? Like he was just at 6 not too long ago. So to be at 8.4, you know, the evolution is inspiring. And I just wanted to document how Future and Durk have a lot of similarities. Also, with the blonde hair, you know, when Future rebranded himself with the monster wave and all of that, his hair went blonde. Durk's hair went blonde around the mixtape times when he was doing, I think 2018 is when he first dyed his hair. So around the time when he did, let me see, Sign to the Streets 3, I think around that time period, because I think that was the project where he dropped Turn Myself In, if I'm not mistaken. I think Turn Myself In was on here. Or it might have been Turn Myself In Cause that's the yeah, God, can you hear me? Let me see, turn myself in. That might have been on just cause y'all waited. Homebody was on here. Yeah, so around that time with the Turn Myself In record, I forgot what project that's on, if that's even on a project. It might have just been like a loose song that he just threw out. But he dyed his hair, and it kind of, like I said, reminded me of that Future moment when Future had dyed his hair. But now it's starting to be like a normal thing. Like Dirk and Future both have had their hair dyed for a while, but usually that transition says something and it shows something. And you know, they both took off once they did that, and also once they turned when they changed their environment. I know Dirk moved to Atlanta to focus more on music, and Future moved to Los Angeles and then moved back to Atlanta to focus more on music and his family and his career. So it's a lot of similarities to both of them. But I've been talking this whole video. I just wanted to put this video out just to let y'all know that Dirk doing his thing, man, and I'm happy. You know, Dirk, I always felt like he was an underdog, you know. A lot of people was like, oh, the dude who came out after Chief Keef. Instead of just putting him in his own box, because he has no similarities to Chief Keef other than having locks and being from the south side of Chicago, from the same 300 OTF, Lamb Ron, GBE, Glow Gang, 64th and Normal. And that's like where they grew up. It's about as close as a comparison to them as possible, because their music is completely different. You know, I feel like Dirk has a more mainstream sound without trying to sound mainstream at this point, versus when he was working with people like Logic and shit. I feel like the label was having him chase a mainstream sound, because before he did Remember My Name, he didn't have a mainstream sound. He just had songs that were really good, and if they hit like L's Anthem, it was just a natural hit versus, oh, we're chasing a hit, you know. So, and I feel like Dirk had that formula when he first came out, and then he lost it with the interference of Def Jam. And now that he's no longer with Def Jam no more, what he's been doing since then has just all been that organic thing that he did from the beginning when he did Signs to the Streets 2. I'm a hitter, I'm still a hitter. So, you know, and I feel like Future did the same thing. Future all the way up until Pluto had a formula, and I feel like he stuck with that formula. And when he did Honest, he left that formula and then came back to it when he did Monster all the way up until now. And then Future still throws out little bits of Honest every now and then. Because even when Future did Pluto, he still had a little bit of that Honest sound in there with like songs like Never End with Kelly Rowland. And then after Honest, I feel like people was like, whoa, we don't want a whole album like this. We just want a couple songs. And then he still to do certain songs like that, because I would certain projects like that, because I would compare Save Me and Hendrix to a Honest-esque type of album, but just better and more natural instead of a sound that was forced, you know. But I still think Honest was a good project. I really liked the song, the single to Honest. And Trophy was a dope song with Kanye. So yeah, shout out to Future and Dirk, man. Keep doing y'all things, man. I love both of y'all music. Y'all music has really gotten me through a lot of shit. So I want to say shout out to y'all just for that alone. Making music that gets people through things that's one of a kind. It's something. It's nothing to make people dance or twerk or party, but when you can really make a song that'll help somebody get through something, whether it's some street shit or some relationship shit or some family shit, like shit like that lasts forever. So shout out to Future, Hendrix, Pluto, and shout out to Dirk, Smirk, Dirk Yo, The Voice, and RP, V-Roy, man.